Today, we will explore a fundamental topic for educators and school administrators. What areas should schools consider when choosing software that supports teaching and learning?
So schools really need to look at educational products that are inclusive and accessible. The reason I talk about that is the purpose of technology is to give all students access to content and curriculum so that all students are able to access their curriculum and be able to respond accordingly. So what schools need to look at is how do they choose technology or other curriculum that is not technology that gives access to all students, regardless of a learning difference, regardless of what language they speak, or regardless of from what family they come. So it's important to look at all curriculum using different frameworks, for instance, universal design for learning, where you can look to make sure that there's multiple means of representation and action and expression for all the content and all the curriculum that you present to students. So it's very important that students learn not only to regurgitate information that they've learned, but how do they take that information and analyze it and do critical analysis of what they've learned. So I use, for instance, Webb's depth of knowledge when I'm building content or when I'm looking at software, and I just want to look and see and make sure that there are different levels of that analysis that's presented to students so they can move through those levels of analytics. It's important that they learn to take the information, synthesize it, and then build something from that. So effective learning environments is not about how much technology you use, it's more about how do you effectively use that technology. The technology integration matrix really talks more about how do we choose or how do we allow students to choose the most effective technology for their learning pathway, and how do we allow students choice in what they're learning. So it's about how do we present material to students, giving them choice in technology to use and in the pathway that they choose to get to the content that you're trying to present to them. For instance, NUITEQ's Chorus is a teaching and learning platform where we have built something that provides equal access to all students. We incorporate the aspects of universal design for learning. We talk a lot about how do you provide multiple means of representation to students. So we include written word, graphics, audio, visuals, anything that can reach a diverse number of students and diverse learning methods. Not all students come the same to a classroom. We also want to make sure that our technology allows students to demonstrate mastery of content using multiple means of representation. So instead of always just giving a quiz, you may say, go out and choose how you want to provide me the information that shows that you've mastered this content. So they may make a video, they may write a report, or they may draw something that provides the teacher with the information that shows that the student has mastered the content. With NUITEQ Chorus, what we've done is we've provided an innovation where practicality addresses the challenges of modern learning. When we're introducing educational technology into a classroom, we want to make sure that we cover three things, and that is that we master, we simplify, and we transform. So we want to move students from the consumer of content to creators of content so they're mastering the content. We want to simplify that, so we want to provide a platform that provides students and teachers with a simple way that makes everyone's day easier. We can move teachers from the front of the classroom lecture to facilitators of learning through using the technology. And lastly, we want to make sure that we transform the learning process. We want to take the learning process and take the daily teaching and learning and move it into area where we are bringing the students into the creating process so that the students are using their creativity and their analysis and their critical thinking to actually provide content that shows that they've learned the material.
So, to use technology effectively, schools need to consider several things to handle the challenges in today's school environment, which are inclusiveness and accessibility, enabling deeper thinking and analysis as well as effective learning environments.